Ice, ice, baby. Hello, you guys. Hello, my fantastic audience. As we said in the invite, there's no times to waste, everybody. So the bar word of tomorrow is now at your doorstep, here with our European tour. My name, again, is Maciek Starosowski, and I am your host and European expert of the bar word of tomorrow. Last month, I hope you remember, we tuned in live from Polish Vodka Museum in my city, my town, Warsaw, Poland. To my absolute excitement, I'm now in Milan, the beautiful city of fashion, fantastic cocktails, beautiful Negronis, and this Malfi Terrace. Malfi Terrace that is here, right overlooking the famous cathedral in this center of this fascinating city. So whenever you are in Milan next time, please come over. It's called Duomo 21 Terrazza. Come over and sip on these beautiful cocktails they make it here with Malfi. So, and obviously, not just expect, but enjoy this legendary and super famous Italian hospitality. And I salute to this. As you know, every time we have a live stream on our tour, I have a special bartender guest on my hot seat. So we'll have a live, hopefully, and a very dynamic, again, hopefully, discussion on how we see the change, the challenge. And the challenge today is the ice change, how you see that from your point of view, from your professional perspective. So today I'm here with Luca. Luca is very talented, obviously, and super famous, of course, Italian bartender and bar professional, and has a great experience in the field from his own practical perspective of being a head bartender in a high-volume cocktail bar, Stadlin in Rome. So whenever you're in Rome, you know where to go. He also has a very extensive consultancy and social media work. So welcome, Luca. Thanks so much for accepting our invite.
Hi, Maciek. How are you? Thank you so much for this invite. I'm very happy. I'm Luca Aiuti. For friends, Luca Help. I'm a content creator in the world of the bar. I am a head bartender for Stadlin. It's a cocktail bar. It's a busy locale in Rome. I love you travel, I love you cocktail bar, I love you this world. Today I speak for you ice management for Stadlin in Rome, for the Waste for Ice. Ciao ragazzi, piacere, mi chiamo Luca Aiuti, per gli amici sono Luca Help e sono un content creator in Italia, parliamo del mondo del bar e oggi vi parliamo di come gestire il ghiaccio in un locale pieno come è lo Stadlin tutti i giorni. Ci vediamo presto.
So, let's talk about ice, baby. Let's talk about ice, baby. You guys, today's topic for this session is the ice management. I would probably quote someone famous from the history. To ice or not to ice? That is the question. Is it even worth talking about it at all? I think we should all repeatedly ask ourselves this question. Well, to me, if the half of the glass is filled with ice and the other half is the ingredients of your drinks, it's a natural answer. Yes, the answer is yes. We should constantly talk about that. Ice management is also a perfect example of our 5 R's motto: rethink, reuse, reduce, recycle, and respect. Well, let me start off with some hardcore figures. An average bar wastes, to my understanding, to my research, wastes about 15 to 25% of the ice used in their drink program. And that happens due to a number of different issues. Storage, wrong storage, equipment, wrong type of equipment, handling, ordering mistakes, faulty menu designs, inappropriate overuse in drinks, etc. My favorite one is the wine bar. I think it came out of the discussion last night with Luca. Wine bars order ice cubes only to throw them away. It's crazy. To give you a sort of more concrete perspective, a 60-seater bar that goes through about 300 drinks a night, which is not, it's not crazy, will use about 7,000 to 8,000 kilograms of ice per year. And again, this is a very delicate, very, very subtle estimate. Such bar will waste about 1.5 to 2 tons of ice per annual. Crazy. How many bars are in your city? Count them, multiply them by 1.5, 2,000 tons of ice, and the numbers are absolutely overwhelming. This is when you do the math, you realize the scale of the problem. Massive, overwhelming, huge, crazy. I think I've used that word already. And very important, I understand, and I think we all understand, that you cannot go through the bar program, through your bar service, without waste of ice during during your service. But what you can do is minimize it through some smart and conscious approach. Another thing is that wasted ice is not just water that your bar program will waste. It's the energy, it's the labor, it's the transportation gas, it's the manpower, of course, and the most important, it's the time. Just to cover our basis, in a lot of countries, not just in Europe, but outside of Europe, in America, a lot of countries, ice is classified as food. So what does it mean? It means there are some important regulations in terms of production, equipment, handling the ice, so handle that with utmost respect. The production of ice to me, the cubes of ice that go into my or your drink are not just the frozen water. It is a very complex process of using energy resources, reversed osmosis water, and human labor, and time again. Do you know how much water it takes to produce 1 kilogram of ice? Or which is more sustainable version of ice? Is it crushed one or cubes? And why? This could be the quiz questions. Ask yourself those questions and throw some comments into Barroad of Tomorrow chat so we can answer or we can relate to this question a little later. So let's face it, guys, ice is money. Be smart about it and you'll be saving thousands and thousands of dollars, euros or French francs or whatever it is. Why is that? Why is ice is such a key matter and one that can really improve things massively? If we bring the right change, the magic word change. They change how you manage the ice, how you purchase the ice. Purchasing is extremely important. How your menu design works, how you design your menus, what tools you're using. The change in your drink service, the change in your pre-making, pre-batching drinks. Huge, huge matter. So today we will be focusing on some very important areas of that, like the spent ice, pre-made drinks or pre-batch drinks, menu design, and some important elements of those. Overall, ice is a very important part of the whole Barroad of Tomorrow platform. We have a module specifically on that subject, treating on that subject, and I personally think this will be playing an even bigger role in our bar system across the world. The reason for that is very simple but drastic. We are going to start running out of water across the world. So we must act now, save it and learn how to save it, particularly in developed countries where we have, we've been spoiled with the choices and the given resources and the resources to our disposal. So let's kick off this dirty talk on the super clean issue. Bring the Luca over to our conversation. Let's do it, guys. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this beautiful office. Thank you, Pernod Ricard Italy, for having us in here. I am absolutely amazed by this location. So, Pernod Ricard, wherever you are, Alex, obviously, thank you so much for having us. I'm here with Luca. We'll talk ice now, like from your experience, from your perspective, from not me, traveling the world and just talking about it and sort of trying to understand how it works from my experience, by you being here hands-on.
Yeah.
But before we do this, why don't we ask you a couple of questions about yourself? So, like a what do you call it in English? I think it's called icebreaker, so you kind of feel a little bit more relaxed, okay? If you want to tell us who you are,
okay.
What you do in Milan, where you come from, because I know that you're not from Milan.
Yeah.
Your work, where you work, and maybe your passion, your secret passions, because you're Italian. If you speak, do you speak English? You do speak English, of course. Yeah,
a little bit.
Okay, let's go. Luca, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for invite. Thank you so much. So my name is Luca Aiuti. For friends, Luca, help.
Friends or friends?
Friends.
Friends from France. Okay.
I'm a content creator for the World of the Bar. I work in Rome. I am a barman in Stadlin. It's a busy local in Rome.
What is it called?
Yeah, the name is Stadlin in
Stadlin.
Rome. In Rome. I am a content creator. I'm a study for the marketing and communication. It's my passion is social. The bar.
Yeah, I've seen that. You're running. You just running around with guys. This guy, he keeps on running around with this with a camera everywhere. He takes pictures of everything. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah,
and I know you have a buddy in here that he runs with you with the camera and then films you all the time.
Yeah,
it's mad. Yeah. We'll talk about your social media involvement as well in the end.
I started to study the social media manager, so the communication and marketing for COVID. Is my passion now. Is my working I am a barman, but as a marketing communication.
Sure.
Yeah, I am a busy man.
Yeah, I've seen that. You're a busy man. Yeah. So great that you're here because you have this amazing experience of being a bartender, real life bartender who works still working behind a bar. But also you have this different perspective that takes you, that sort of gives you a different angle, which to us is very important. But by the way, guys, when you have some comments or questions...
Yeah, comments, questions. Ragazzi, scrivete. Ragazzi, mo parlo un po' italiano perché so che un po' di persone saranno anche in italiano. Scrivete qualche commento tranquillamente. Io e Mike siamo qua. Vero Mike?
Sì!
Perfetto!
Sì, perfetto. I'm pretty sure that by the end of this interview, I'm going to speak Italian, just a little bit. So if you have some questions, by the way, to English-speaking audience, questions or comments, throw them into our chat, and then in the end, we will use our connection in Paris to get some of the questions. Okay, let's get cracking. Let's go. Question number one. Yeah. Can you imagine a bar, a modern bar, 21st century, Rome, Milan, Italy, I don't know, anywhere in the world.
Okay.
A bar. A cocktail bar that has no ice at all. Can you imagine the situation like this? Or is it just too much to think of and it's a crazy, it's too much to think?
Okay, so imagine a cocktail bar without ice. Example, I love so much a cocktail for ice. But, in my experience, I taste a drink only without ice. Example, use ice, don't use ice, use a wood, use a rocks for the cooling the drinks.
For cooling the drinks.
The dilution is, for me, I imagine a drink list and cocktail bar without ice.
Because ice management is something that we're going to be focusing on today, and we will tackle, I think, four very important ideas, like the storage, the menu design. I want to talk about the spent ice a little bit, and I want to talk about the pre-batching, which is quite important. So with the storage, I think I want to open up on the storage. I guess you guys have some experience on that as well, and what we need to do, we really need to dive in very deep into how do you store the ice. Just before you start talking, let me give you a brief idea of what I'm trying to talk about. It's a key element of the ice management, I believe. How you store the ice. Traveling around the world, I see various ice storage containers, ice coolers, ice different ways of storing the ice. They rarely design the way that that they save ice from rapid melting, because rapid melting is something that is extremely important. And it is up to us to actually change it, implement the change that can be a real change, not just some theory that we think it's good. How to do this? We should be working with suppliers. We should be working with brands that we will be ensuring that the ice management, the ice storage is something that is very relevant and is very sort of progressive in a way. So the truth is that most of the bars don't get those fancy, super sophisticated ice wells. Top bars, top 50, top 100, made of stainless steel, double isolation, double bottom, all that stuff, all the fancy stuff, which quite often bar owners refrain from investing because it costs money. So very often people will store ice in way less comfortable sort of tools and equipment. And please remember that 25% of the ice that you use, we talked about this morning, or last night as well, we talked about it. The 25% of the ice is the waste, 25 per average. So from your perspective,
Okay.
I know you work in a super busy bar. You talk about how many people go through and how many drinks you make, and then ice storage. How relevant it is to what you do, and how do you go about it? Do you have the ice machines, or you buy ice?
Yeah.
What's it like?
I work in Stadlin. Stadlin, I don't have machine for ice because it's a local really busy. I have a storage ice. Okay, I have 3 storage ice. Yeah, but that's important for waste for the ice. That's argument is very important for my local. This Stadlin, yeah, that's important.
Okay, and then why don't you have the ice machines?
Yeah,
what is the reason?
Because there is a really consume from the electric. Is a local busy. Okay, don't use a machine.
Okay.
Because the production is really spent for the electric.
So this is actually a very conscious choice that you make. It's not like that you don't have the ice machines because someone didn't want to invest the money, but you calculated that it's a bit better to have no ice machines and buy ice from the supplier. And when we talk about the supply of the ice, do you? How do you go about it? Do you the purchase and the delivery? Does it happen every day?
No,
every 3, 4, 5 days?
One call 1 week for 1 month, so for a week depends. Okay, you call 1 day. Okay, so give me please 2,000 kilograms for ice for the week. That depends because my local is very busy. Depends. I am organization. That's very important because for traffic, for the gasoline, for the respect to electric, is eco-friendly.
So I think what you're trying to say is that ice management is not only about how you treat the ice, but how you treat the whole environment around it, especially with the storage and deliveries and the purchase and stuff. Because you guys, I think it's very important to remember and understand that that ice being delivered involves a lot of people, involves of energy, time, the gasoline, electricity and stuff.
The traffic, the driving, that's important.
So I think to sum up what you're trying to say and your experience, if I may, I think guys, if you want to take like good tips on how to go about storing the ice in the right way, would you think that, by the way, the recipes, we're going to talk about the menus in a second, but the recipes, do you actually count how much ice you put into the recipes?
Yeah, that's very important for my cost. Ice is very important. So the first important ice in the food cost in the cocktail.
Okay, so one of the things that you can think of when you're trying to change the things around is to really calculate the amount of ice that you put into your drinks. This could be one change. Another thing that you could really do is ensure, this is what I love really, that if you open during the day and during the evening, you don't send your bar backs to fill up your stations with ice at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You have a quit up bar. Don't open big bag for the ice. Use a small bag. Is that the night quit? Don't use more ice for the use the term.
Say it in Italian.
Non devi riempire la tua postazione.
Okay. So I think this is one of the takeaways that you can remember, guys. That if you're being head bartenders or senior bartenders, but also the barbacks, use your brains, and then
use your brain for waste the ice.
So make sure that you don't fill your stations too early, and then when it comes the end of the night, do not send the barback to bring the big bags of ice. But also when it comes to storing the ice in bags, maybe it's a good idea to have some of the ice stored in very small bags. So when it's very quiet evening or very quiet night or it's a daytime service, this is how you can go about not wasting the ice in the end of the day. And then the recipes, obviously, we're going to go back to that in a second, because the menu is the another important thing. Ah, man, I love your face, I love your eyes when you say, the menu. Menu is so important, because to me, wow, the menu is the opening element and the sort of the foundations of what you do with it's super important of your bar offer, I would say. Because the menu, the way it's designed, it can have I hope you agree with me, it can have a very significant impact and influence on how you use the ice, how much of the ice that you use. But in a bar, the menu is our sort of like a business card, is our window to be known and understood, but it's also the strategy. It's the strategy of how you treat the ingredients, how you treat different suppliers, but also how you go about treating the ice, which is extremely important. And then I always recommend people to put the ice into the food cost, into the Excel. Do you do this?
In the menu is very important. You calculated the food cost for ice. Example, you created your menu.
Yes.
Example, you are in the winter. Okay, the winter. Sorry, is my English?
In Italy, it's winter.
I created a drink list. Don't use more ice. Example, you created a drink list for the cup. You create a drink for cup. Example, 5 drink in cup, 2 on the rocks, 3 Collins.
Okay. This is your winter menu.
Yeah, in the summer, you educate your team for use less ice. Example. So, Luca, can you prepare Negroni for me? Okay, I use.
Yeah, can you prepare a Negroni for me, please?
Only for you. I prepare for you Negroni 80 cubes for ice. No more, no less.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 cubes.
Example. But it depends the types of the ice. Example, in Stadlin you use Oshizaki. Oshizaki is 5 cubes for Negroni.
Okay.
That's important for the menu. You educate your teams for production. The same drinks, the same ice, the same ingredients.
So I think what you're trying again to say is that treat your ice the same way you treat other ingredients. So like if you tell the bartenders, okay, your Negroni is 30, and your ice is 6 to 8, no more, no less, because this is the amount that you've calculated, you've put into your food cost. And food cost is something that will reflect on the income, on the profit, which is very important. And then once you work with the amount of ice that you actually use as your ingredient, then you will be able to provide a hardcore sort of information to your bar owner, and say, listen, we've really what we've done with the ice selection is that we only use as much as so we don't waste, and if you don't waste, the whole ecosystem is really safe. So guys, if you have any comments on
comments for the question, ragazzi, commentate senza paura, commentate che vi rispondiamo, e mai c'è anche in italiano, non vi preoccupate.
Yeah, keep on talking, because I like the sound of Italian. I like the sound of Italian. So, what are the other things with the menu design? The seasonality that you're saying, and then we'll talk about the spend ice in a second. But I believe that. By the way, do you only use cube ice, or you have other styles of ice as well?
In Stadlin, I use a cube ice only. Okay, Oshizaki. That's the name for the type of ice.
That's not that's not brand.
No brand. It's the type of the ice. I don't use a chunk. I don't use a stick. I don't use a smash ice. Only cubes.
Why is that?
For the work.
I'm your guest. I come into your bar and I want crushed ice. I don't know, mojito.
I crush ice.
You crush it in my head.
No, in your head. In the moment, I crush the ice because it's a busy local. I don't have time for the crush. No time. Is only cubes for the time for the spent time. Yeah.
Do you know the reason why I'm asking about it is because quite often people make these mistakes when they create the menu. Because they forgot about the ice that they use, so they can overdo the menu with same type of ice.
Yeah.
Let's say I've been to places that summer menu. There's 10 cocktails on the menu. 8 of them are crushed ice.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the night, crushed ice is gone.
Yeah.
Because it goes way faster than a cube ice. It melts way faster if it's not stored properly. And this is where people get in trouble. And then quality of the drinks are dropping.
Yeah, the ice is important for drinks.
This is just
the
another
first ingredient.
Yeah, and then so again, another piece of advice when we're talking about the ice management is when you create your menu, please do it according to capacity of your bar.
Using your brain for using your eyes.
Exactly. Use your brain for using your eyes. I love the sentence. But what is crucial is that you need to look into the kitchen of your bar.
Yeah.
How much ice you can produce, what type of ice you produce, and work accordingly to it. Not go, it's summer, people love our crushed ice drinks. We're going to make it. Do you have a crushed ice machine? No, we don't care. No, you don't do this.
Yeah, speak. I don't have. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So again, super important when it comes to this type of ice management. Remember to work within your capacity, because that's super crucial. And then another thing. How are we doing with the time? Let me just see. Ok, it's 3:30, it's not bad,
Ragazzi, ricordatevi, commentate, scrivete, non vi fate paura. You send a question.
He sounds really Italian, huh? I love that. Okay, so, by the way, you know what ice is more, or maybe you guys know, but if you do know, just throw the answer. What ice is more sustainable?
Okay.
Do you think it's cube ice when it comes to production? Cube ice or crushed ice? What would you say?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, for my experience, cube ice. For me. The crush is in Italian is noso, noso in Italian.
So the crushed ice is noso.
Noso.
So funny that you say that, because I always thought the cubed ice would be the more sustainable ice. And maybe when you use it, it could be true if you use it properly and precisely. But when it comes to production of ice, when ice gets produced, the amount of energy, the electricity that you have to spend on producing the ice is less for the crushed ice than the cube ice.
Yeah.
So if you guys thinking of buying a crushed ice machine and someone says, it's not sustainable, it's expensive and stuff, the fact is that the crushed ice machine produces cheaper ice. Okay, but then again, it's very important how you deal with this ice, so you don't throw too much away.
Yeah.
And then, we've done the storage. So we started from storing the ice. We've done the menu. We have the menu. We deal with the drinks already.
Yeah.
And then what happens with the ice? In English, you call it spent ice. The ice that it's the ice that has been used already, or it cannot be used anymore, and how you really deal with this, the spent ice management. So what do you do? Because I've done my research in here, and then when you reuse the ice that goes in a shaker and pour in a glass, what do you do?
Example, in Stadlin is a. Can you repeat a local busy?
Yeah.
I'm shaking a whiskey sour. Example. Okay, so the ice for the shaking don't get in bucket.
In the bucket.
Use for bucket for wine. You cleaning ice.
Okay.
The shaking. Mm-hmm. Okay. You get in the bucket for the white wine, the bull of wine. Yeah. Go. Mm-hmm. That's okay. Don't use ice for a bucket for wine. Use a bull wine, refrigerating to the freeze.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
of course. When because we never talked about it, but now I'm thinking that when it comes to this spent ice that you want to clean, you have to clean it with something. Do you clean it with water?
Yeah.
You have to be careful how you clean water. Because I'm pretty sure you guys are already commenting on this. Also if you want to clean the ice, you need to add the water, and maybe adding the water is something that is a challenge. Again, it might be a challenge, but having a tool that can just let the ice settle and so it kind of gets cleaned, and then you throw it into the water that sits in the. Yeah, there's ways about it. Maybe they're not perfect, but there's ways about doing this. But then, do you refreeze the ice? You know, the ice is not used. Do you refreeze it?
Because example in Stadlin use the example I'm finish the shift in the night.
Yes.
The ice don't get in for using for the preparation in the morning the kitchen.
Okay.
The chicken use up ice for the new preparation. Don't refrigerating because I waste electric.
Okay.
This ice used for work in the morning for the kitchen is very important. This.
Yeah, it's very important that you say it about it, because talk about it, because you guys have to remember as well that, you know, ice, I think I talked about it before, ice by legislation around the world is considered as food. So you have to be very careful about it. I'm not sure if you know, but if you take the ice out of the ice machine, you should never return it back into the ice machine because it's not allowed. No. So please remember about that.
Yeah, remember, don't remember ice.
No, don't do this. Don't do this. So, in the end of the night, one of the ways of saving the ice would be giving that to the kitchen for the next morning preparation. Yeah. Would you find any other ways of reusing the? I mean, ice is water in the end.
Yeah, it's ice is water.
What else would you do?
Example, you ice you don't get in the back, so you for the plants. For the plants, you just the moment the dilution the ice in the plants. You have
eco-friendly
for the plants.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. And they happy plants then because they've been in a bar with some ice. Yeah, the plants are happy because they might be a little, tipsy because of the end of the night. What else you can do? You can probably use the ice for cleaning the floor.
Yeah, they clean the floor. Yeah,
for the cleaning the bar in the end of the night.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pour the water from the tap. So as you can see, even with the spent ice, it's ways of
you spend the time.
Yeah, you spend the time. But I think what is very important is it's like with the recycling. The best way of doing the recycling is not to do the recycling. So the same thing with spent ice is not to get to the point where you have to use the spent ice.
Yeah.
Okay, so be smart about it. Make sure you fill the ice wells with enough ice for the evening, no more. I don't know, you close at 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 to 2, 10 minutes before you close, you call your bar back, you say, bring me some ice. He throws the ice in, and the ice melts because there's only been 10 minutes to finish off the shift. Be smart about it, think about it, and this is one of the ways of making sure that there is no spent ice.
Yeah. Per la mia community in italiano, in Italy,
sì.
La cosa più importante è investire il tempo. Yeah, that's important in Italy. Sì. My English is not very bad. Your English is perfect. For me, in Italian...
You're the first person in the world that said my English is perfect.
Thank you. Yeah. La community italiana deve capire, di bartending, deve capire che usare un po' di tempo a fine serata per risparmiare un po' di ghiaccio sarebbe la cosa migliore che si può fare. I metodi che ha detto, come buttare l'acqua nelle piante, usarla per il pavimento, sono dei trucchi che risparmiano un sacco.
Yeah. Bravo. I don't know what you said, but I don't know. It's bravo. Bravo. Okay. So storage there. The menu is designed. We've made sure that there's enough ice used, and we put it in food because all these things that we've talked about it. We make sure there's not too much of the spent ice, the ice that it has to be thrown away. But then again, you have to remember that there's no way that you can just live without not wasting the ice. I mean, you will end up, but minimalizing is the whole point. But then, one of the ways of securing and minimalizing the amount of ice that you use is something that I am a massive fan of.
Okay.
Since quite a while, actually. It's called pre-batching the drinks. Yeah. It's pre-batch drinks. Do you like pre-batch drinks?
Yeah, I like pre-batch. I'm working for pre-batch because Istadin is a local busy. For me, pre-batch is okay. So fast, okay, so
pa means that you are as lazy as I am.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because lazy people work smarter.
So fast. I respirm to time.
Okay.
I investing to time before for investing my time last.
Okay.
Okay, 10 cocktails in 2 minutes.
Can you do it again?
Yeah. Yeah, bubble shoot.
I think
You remember
bubble, exactly. Bubble 2, 3, 4. So you only do bubble 5. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it. Saving time.
Yeah.
Saving time is, guys, again, something that you really you cannot create time.
Yeah.
Time is something that once created, it's gone. So trying to sort of put this perspective that we actually saving a little bit of time while we making smart moves around our bar operation. Pre-batch drinks, I vouch for pre-batch drinks. I really love them. Pre-batch or pre-made drinks, the drinks that are created in the kitchen. Like I don't know, on a quiet day, like if you have a prep up day. Maybe it's Monday, maybe it's Tuesday. Prep up for. But in the pre-batch drinks, one thing that the positive result of that is that you actually, when you serve your guests, you have more time to serve them.
Yeah.
You can speed up the process of preparation, so you can serve more drinks at the same time.
Yeah, it's a time.
You create time, but also when you pre-batch drinks, there's another element of that which is very important, which is the purchasing process. Because if you pre-batch in big amounts, in big volumes, then you have to buy bigger volumes. That means that you might negotiate cheaper, better prices on your purchase because you buy in bigger volumes. So this is one of the very, very important outcomes of pre-batch. Do you have pre-batch drinks on your menu?
Yeah. In the study, I have only menu, only pre-batch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have a time for the talk my guest.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
But then, 'cause I hear a lot of people. I'm traveling around the world. People say, "Oh, but pre-batch drinks is something like you cheating." People feel that you're cheating. How do your guests feel about drinks are pre-batch? Do you talk about this, the fact that you've pre-batched the drinks?
Example, in studying, the pre-batch is a tea, lemon. Is a similar cordial, and a junch for the distillate. On vodka, gin, depends.
Okay.
Pre-batch is very important because your dilution, don't use water for the stir. Use, you have a pre-batch, you use a technique for your equilibrated, the balance, the water, the vodka, the part of acid, part of better.
See.
You created your balance.
So, very controversial question now. It was probably you guys on the other side, you're thinking of that. Classic drinks, would you pre-batch them? Would you pre-batch, I don't know...
Negroni.
Negroni. Yeah, pre-batch for me. I always buy pre-batch Negroni.
1 liter.
Yeah. Old-fashioned, would you pre-batch old-fashioned?
No, in study no, but for me is a good pre-batch for fashion.
But you could do this, no?
Yeah,
you wouldn't be afraid of doing this.
Yeah, because you pre-batch sugar, water, dilution.
See.
Don't use for the ice for stirring.
See.
Your pre-batch is so fast.
I think the very good result of pre-batching, a part of what we've already said, is, I hope you agree with me, that because of what COVID has changed to the community, bartenders community, we have a lot of new bartenders, very young people, so they haven't got time to educate themselves in a way that they're super professional, or they still have time to do that. Pre-batched drinks, they give you they make sure that all the drinks, every time they serve the drink, it tastes exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? It's the continuation of the style of the level of the drink, of the quality of the drink is repeatable.
Yeah, you educate your team for your organization, your team for waste, ice. You remember dilution in pre-batch. That's important.
Yes, and then another outcomes of pre-batch drinks, I hope you will agree with me as well, is that fewer deliveries, less negative impact on the environment, less plastic for packaging.
Yeah, no, plastic, no. For packaging, no.
I forgot I shouldn't use the word plastic because you get terrified by plastic. Yeah. Less plastic for packaging. This is very important as well. And then, prices negotiated. So pre-batching is again. But what I love about it, the pre-batch drinks, is that you really can establish a communication and relationship with your guests, no, by doing this. And you can also sell the pre-batch drinks to the audience in bigger quantities as the takeaway drink, no?
Yeah, takeaway for me in plastic, no,
in a glass.
No, in the glass, yeah.
In the glass, yes.
In the glass, yeah, it's perfect.
Yes. Okay. So we've covered some of the ice management areas because the subject's so big. I've had to pick on certain areas that I think they're very important to how and what we deal with. So the storage, the menu creation, then the waste of ice, or the spent ice, and the pre-batch drinks and the whole business around it, and how you communicate it, and what is the saving and what is the result, the positive result of that. We will go into the questions very, very soon. So I need to wave to my girls in Paris because they will be sending questions very soon. But before we do this, I would like you to just, having you here. With us and being such a social media expert, in your country and around the world, how do you think with the social media, how bartenders around the world can improve this whole idea of ice management through the social media? How we can tackle this? How we can help this?
So this argument is very big. It's very important. Can help you for the management ice. Use your brain. Use your brain because water is important. The water for don't waste. Don't waste ice. Don't waste water. The water is ingredients for ice. Don't
in your social media that you've been very, very successful. Would you and do you talk about the ice management at all? For me, ice management in the social media is argument different. For the tracking is different. Is difficult. Okay.
But you interaging for community bartending for the school for use good for the ice.
Okay.
The school, the academy.
See.
You study for ice for waste.
Okay.
Okay.
But do you think you could do something for me?
For you?
Little favor? Little movie about ice management next time you talk about on your social media? Do you think you could?
Yeah. For my social media, yeah. I reserve for you one post so beautiful.
That's my Italian success. That'd be great because I think with the power of social media, and I know there's a lot of guys on the other side that are very successful with social media as well. Some of you as much as you do. Please use it. Please use it. Talk to the audience. Talk to the
my Instagram for a post for only for this argument. Follow the bar of tomorrow and. Luca help for this.
See. Luca, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Major.
What is the time? 3:45. So we'll be closing down, and I just wanted to wrap up and maybe then move to the questions and answers. I'm sure that there will be some pouring into your face because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be you. Yes, but before we do this, I will. Last month when we were in Warsaw, I used one of my favorite stage speaker, and when I was thinking about the quoting someone this time around, I'm going to say it again because I believe it's crucially important. Mark Victor Hansen once famously said, he's a stage speaker, like a coach. He coaches business people, not just business people, but successful people. And he said once, if you do things the same way you've always done them. Okay. So if you repeatedly do the same stuff, you will get the same outcomes, the same results you've always gotten, had. It's normal.
It's normal.
Do not expect the change in your outcomes if you haven't changed the way you do things. Okay. In order to change your outcomes, the results, you've got to do things differently. And I think this whole argument today, with this whole talk with Luca and bringing our experience together, is about the change, how you change things around. So wrapping up, to leave us with some takeaways of what we call ice management. Ice management, as you can see, is a very, very broad, complex, and super crucial matter to you in your overall operation. And smart use of ice, it will influence your time management, cash flow, obviously, it influences the cash, the revenue, the feel-good factor, because, if you're good around the stuff that you do, you probably feel better about this as well. And obviously, creativity, because what I love about being sustainable, being smart about how you use ice, for instance, is it triggers your creativity. And I believe that we should constantly be trained on and be training the other people, the other bartenders, on practical approach to the change. The change is so important. Leave the bar, go home, come back and do something different. Do your things differently. Look around you and do things differently. Now this is all about looking at your business, your daily and monthly, routines, schedules, and grabbing a shaker and really shaking things up, because we love to shake. So let's shake things up a little bit. And I think the magic takeaways of this meeting today is that there is only one way to push things forward. Grow better bars, stronger teams, more creative cocktail menus, and have happier guests. And to achieve all this is through adopting what we call the bar of tomorrow practical approach. And I think this is where the bar of tomorrow, with those famous 5 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink, and respect, come into place. And they are the backbone of most operations, including the ice management. And this could be, and it should be, the direction of what to get and how to get, and if you follow that, you'd have a better and healthier operation and more successful operation. Last but super important, sustainable approach to your ice management is a very creative, and I like it so much. Not many other things, simply triggers the creativity. The smart approach to the sustainable approach to it triggers the creativity. So guys, we will be completing the session now, but I'm waiting for some questions. Let me see if Paris responded. Okay, question from me for Luca. What is the best way to convince bartenders and bar owners to pay more attention to ice management and care about reducing the impact? Woohoo! That's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big. Okay, so can you write?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so I convinced this barman, the community barman in Italy, use the time, invest your time in the bar for water, ice, fruit. That's important. Use your time for waste, the water, the ice is very important. Yeah, you invest your time. Okay, that's important.
So you convince bartenders and bar owners that this investment, it can actually pay off, and it can give you a good result.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it difficult?
No. You invest your time, your money for the new technology. For example, you invest a lot of money for new technology, for waste. The water, for me, is the best investment for the bar, for the barman. You educate your barman for the waste, the ice. Use this ice for this cocktail. Is educate your team. That's very important.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure if you have any more questions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's 3:50, so it's been nearly an hour. It's a long session on Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to be wrapping up. Luca, thank you so much for joining us.
So much.
I hope you've, it's the first time in Milan, by the way. So first time in Milan. I hope you enjoyed the Milan. Thank you, Pernod Ricard, for hosting us and having us together. Guys, if you have any more comments and questions, and if you want to sort of continue the conversation on ice management and somehow throw your ideas into this, please do it. Use the Bar of Tomorrow YouTube channel. This is where we active. please do. And then some of you guys that I have on my on our Bar Road of Tomorrow WhatsApp group, throw some questions and comments. That'd be really, really useful, because very soon, in about a month, we're moving to another city in Europe. We'll be announcing that one very soon. It's Lisbon, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. So we will be looking for some people in Portugal to talk to about your ideas of how to be sustainable behind the bar. Not ice this time around. We're going to reveal the subject very, very soon. But if you guys know someone in Portugal, if you have bartender friends in Portugal, and someone that is at the front line of being sustainable behind the bar and using the techniques and being successful in that, and being really like forward thinking about it, progressive, please get back to me, get back to us, and then we will be super, super happy to meet you in Portugal in a month's time, and talk about the local approach. Okay, so guys, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, guys.
Luca, help! Just give him a massive round of applause, even behind the TV. My name is Maciek Starosowski, and I'm your host on your European tour.
Thank you so much.
Milan, we love you. Thank you so much, and we see you in about a month time. Luca, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maciek.